Good morning, Zio here, and today we're talking Final Fantasy XIV. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? So yeah, welcome to the channel if you're new. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video, leave me a comment, all that good stuff. Links down in the description down below to follow me in other locations like Facebook and stuff like that, where we do stream every week, Friday at 8 p.m. So, with all that out of the way, Final Fantasy XIV has somehow sold out of digital copies, which actually isn't a new story. And it's not new in the sense of, it just, it happened last month, earlier last month. I mean, it happened before, several years ago, right? Um, yeah, where was I going with that? Completely forgot. Anyway, no, seriously, we've talked about uh stuff, brain quit working. Anyway, World of Warcraft, there we go. No, so, anyway, yeah, so we talked about World of Warcraft, Blizzard, and everything else that was going down. The lawsuit hit, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. People upset, people leaving, people stopped playing, people canceled their subs, and they needed something else to do. So they have moved over to Final Fantasy XIV. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. WoW refugees is not a new term in the Final Fantasy XIV community. I mean, heck, I was one of those years ago. I moved over to Final Fantasy XIV, hadn't played in a while. Recently, by the way, finally was able to resub again and play for the first time in over 517 some days, because it's apparently the last time I received mail and hadn't actually opened it. So it was over that amount of time. It was like 500 plus days according to the in-game mail function. So I was like, oh, wow, it's been a hot minute since I've played, hasn't it? Wow, I'm surprised of how long it's been actually. But anyway, fantastic game. Totally recommend it. There's a free trial up to level 60, so get out there and have fun. Anyway, Fantasy XIV has sold out of digital copies, and that is not a new thing. Back when I was doing the swap myself, after playing the free trial, which was up to level 35 at that time, I honestly could not buy a digital copy. I could not find a physical copy either, because nobody sold those anymore. Not that I had any way of actually inserting said discs into my drive. Or trying to get a key or anything else like that to do a download. It wasn't possible. I wound up going through Steam because it was my only option, the only place that I could available or find an available copy to get. But yeah, everybody was making this whole to do about, oh my gosh, Final Fantasy XIV has sold out, like it's this new thing, when it really wasn't. And of course, the question is, how do you run out of keys, right? Did somebody just isn't able to make keys or something? What's going on with this? And the reality is the servers were hit so hard with certain personalities hopping onto the Final Fantasy XIV game and playing it and stuff, coming from World of Warcraft, that the servers couldn't handle the load, so they had to stop selling copies, and they had to put a hold on all that and go, sorry people, we're having problems on our end and we need to fix them very quickly. Sorry for the inconvenience. Try back in a couple of days. Anyway, which is totally fine. It happened before, it happened now, except for I think it happened now a lot quicker than it did the last time. I can't remember what was going on. We all left last time to play Final Fantasy XIV, but even as of right now, there's still a queue to get in to my server, which I hadn't been on in years. It's not a very long queue, so I've been happy every time I've tried to log in, and that's great. They also, of course, had to implement the 15-minute AFK automatic logout, which is something that Final Fantasy XIV actually hasn't done. If that's news to you, there you go. I know World of Warcraft does do that. It's got a certain amount of time. You go AFK, it automatically locks you out and pulls you back to the, disconnects you, that sort of thing. But Final Fantasy 14 never really done that, except for when they're close to an expansion launch, right? Because people, a lot more people will suddenly just AFK and sit there all day waiting for the expansion to go live so they can go do it, instead of trying to compete with people trying to log in at the same time. And there is an expansion coming in. As for whether or not they started the 15-minute logout thing early as a result of all this influx in players versus when they normally would, I don't know. Unfortunately, I've only been around for the release of one expansion, and that's the current expansion. So I honestly cannot tell you, and I guess it feels like it might have been a little early, but it may not have been. It just feels that way because of how everything went down. But yeah, so that's a thing that's also happening. But yeah, I guess that's about it. There's not a whole lot more to talk about other than they sold out, and by sold out, they halted the sell of things, didn't actually sell out because the servers just couldn't hold it. They couldn't handle it. They got a lot of players in that they weren't expecting, and you know, if you haven't tried it out and you're looking for something new, you know, there's several things to try out. I think New World, is that what it is? The Amazon thing is coming out, and then there's this other one, Phoenix Rising or something. And then of course, you know, there's Final Fantasy 14 you can give a stab at if you want to do that. But yeah, I guess that's all I got. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.